We're your host, K. Kareem Hanif. Welcome to a new episode of the Three Hokages podcast. Today we're going to be discussing The Peacemaker, Eyes of Wakanda, Is the MCU in Trouble? And we're going to end it off with the new YouTube series, The Comic Shop. So Peacemaker is on its second season. That's on HBO Max. It's a DC venture that features John Cena, the former WWE superstar, as the title character. For those who don't recall from the first season of Peacemaker, they saved the world. Him and his crew from Argus saved the world from an alien invasion. The crew I guess gets publicized of what they actually do. So it was like a black ops from Amanda Waller. So they went public with what they did, and everyone got disbanded. So Peacemaker is just living a normal life. Unbeknownst to him, he's under surveillance. There's only 2 episodes out now, and it's not bad. It's for me, it's a slow burn. I think it's one of those where I feel like I probably would benefit more from it to let it play out and then binge watch the series. What do you think, Kareem?
Uh, I do agree with that. I think this is a series that it pays off overall, but there are some parts of episodes where you're like, okay, if the humor's not hidden, um, then you're just waiting for the next event where you can feel like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. So I
Mhm.
do enjoy the show overall. It is one that I make sure I watch every week because it is entertaining. Um, but the second season is pretty much picking up where the first season left off in terms of just the fallout from the big reveal to the world. Everybody's going through their own personal struggles because now they're trying to find out who they are. So whether it's Peacemaker, it's Hardcore, Waller Jr., um, they're
Yeah.
all trying to figure out where they're supposed to be, in
Mhm.
this new world. And then you have the new cast of characters coming in, like, new to the show, but not new to the DCU, like Flag Senior, where you can tell everyone has their own vendetta or they're struggling with their own character development.
Mhm.
Especially when you add in the multiverse, which is, the newest thing that every comic book universe has to have, apparently, where everything is multiverse. And I think it's setting up a lot of good angles to really get into these characters to show more about who they are without having to give long backstories. Because now you can say, well, yes, this is a different version of Peacemaker or a different version of Hardcore, but it's still a part of who they actually are. So I do think the way the season is being set up um, is hopefully going to be better than season one, which I enjoyed. I just want to know where it's going to go now. Like I don't have that clear picture yet of what's going to be the concern. Who are they going to be fighting against? What are they going to have to overcome besides the obvious issues of just having a multiverse where basically Peacemaker is messing everything up.
Yeah. He messed everything up. He messed things up in the first episode. Um, okay, what did you have you seen the first 2 episodes or one of the episodes?
Absolutely not. I have not. I have seen the trailer and I
Uh-huh.
have seen
You, you see the
like just little
opening, they
like
changed the
pieces.
dance routine.
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw that they changed the dance routine. I was like, why? But hey, good for them. I did see the whole thing about how it's now a multiverse, the alternate reality. I kind of feel like though that this show is one where I don't mind that they're going to be an alternate reality because he's not the brightest person. And so if he just needs to escape reality something like once in a while, yeah, it makes sense. Like you're escaping your current reality because it sucks. And because, but I am reading it, like, and I was reading like other people's reviews of it, and they're just like, so he's just running away because he's an idiot, which
Yeah,
seems to fit him.
and I think, like Kareem said, he's not a smart person.
Oh,
But like I said, he's running away from his problems, but doing so, he's making his problems worse because now he's
Yeah.
affecting more than just not his
reality.
timeline, but his reality, or dimension. Maybe if he had spoke and said something to introduce who he actually was when he first came into their portal, maybe there would have been some kind of dialogue. Maybe they could have let him stay for a little bit or whatever, and just introduce himself. Because from all of the accolades that were on the wall when he went into his father's home or headquarters in the other dimension, they seem to be nice people. Whereas in our timeline, our dimension, his father was a Klans member, was a racist. I forgot, and he killed his own brother, and he killed his own son, which was
Yeah, he did.
older brother. So I was like, yeah, your family in your timeline are horrible. These people aren't. Maybe they would have been understanding. Unfortunately, you fought yourself and killed yourself. Your alternate, and now you're gonna take on. And it looks like in the next episode, he's gonna take on his other persona, which only bad things gonna happen. So, like Kareem said, is because of his foolishness, more hijinks will ensue, and it's just we're gonna watch things just unravel. I don't know what's going to happen by the end of the season. I do enjoy Tim Meadows' character. I like to see I want to see the behind the scenes because I feel like a lot of those takes where it's like you had to do it more than once because there was like he was just saying stuff that I didn't feel like it was written. Like it was just, I have bird blindness. Like I feel like that was keep it in. We're just gonna keep it into this because it just sounds so stupid. Like I don't know what bird it is only because if I read it and I don't know what size it is. Like there's no difference between a duck and the eagle to me. Like,
so, and his delivery is always great too. So it's like
like he's not smiling at all. It's like this is like he's so serious. Like I have bird blindness. Like and he felt like he was offended by this. Like you didn't read my dossier on. I saw him. I mean, those are the comical parts inside the episodes. But again, it's not a lot. That's not like it's back-to-back comedy, like you're watching an actual comedy show. It's more of a dramedy. And at some points, it honestly it reminds me of like the first season of Breaking Bad, where it's supposed to be a drama, but there was still a lot of funny elements to the series before it turned full on dark drama. I enjoy it. I mean, it's definitely not. I enjoy Peacemaker. I was surprised that I enjoyed Peacemaker season 1 as much as I did. I'm looking forward to seeing Peacemaker 2 develops, and if there will be an avenue for James Gunn to introduce more characters that will either introduce into the films, or if he'll take the film characters, maybe he's already done that in the first episode by having 2 of the Justice Gang show up in the first episode of Peacemaker. If they'll continue to do that, mix and match, brings things over to kind of do like Disney Plus does with the MCU.
Yeah, and that sequence was really funny too.
And I'm talking, interviewing him. They don't realize the mic's on.
The mic's all messed up.
Yeah.
So I do like how they set everything up because you can tell there's going to be a lot of heart in this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only did he get rejected by the Justice Gang, the Justice Society, whatever their current name is, in the other world, he's a hero. Everyone knows him. So it's like he has his family, he has the love of his life, he has superhero status. Like Kay said, like why would he not want to escape once in a while to at least go there? It's just, he's an idiot, so it's going to make things worse. He can't just hide out, play it off. He had to kill the main character in the other universe, I
didn't see that coming.
No.
I was like, okay, this is different. So that's new. But I wonder if the alien's going to have any more say other than just showing him in the interdimensional lobby, just showing up, just throwing his trash in the incinerator. But I'm looking forward to the next episode. I think it comes out every
week.
Every week. I think it's Tuesdays or Wednesdays or something.
The 4th. Today is the 1st. The 4th is Thursday.
Okay,
so every Thursday until October 9th. Leading into New York Comic Con. Brilliant.
Nice. I don't think he's shown up, but hopefully they'll have a Peacemaker panel for those who were attending. Maybe they'll get to see some exclusive stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
they could.
So we're gonna move on from DC. We'll move on to Marvel. So Kareem, you said the MCU in trouble. What do you mean by that?
So it's kind of a comparison, and I'm not the Marvel versus DC guy. I've never been about that. I enjoy what I enjoy from both, publishers and now in DCU and MCU. But this past summer, the differences stood out to me. And I won't say all of, obviously I'm just referring to the DCU part, the James Gunn. And that also includes Peacemaker and all the other shows, as opposed to the MCU, which I think had obviously a long history and a lot of momentum going into the summer, because there's a lot of excitement, or there was a lot of excitement for what's to come in the MCU. Watching Superman and then watching Fantastic Four, it were a lot of things that stood out to me. Like, obviously, Superman deals more with the current world. It dives into a lot of those topics of what's happening, what does it mean to be a superhero. And the Fantastic Four, even though it was set in an alternate reality, it still felt very much like it was in a bubble. And not just in a bubble of obviously an alternate reality, but a bubble of, hey, everything is great. There are no issues. If the Fantastic Four needs something, the whole world goes along with it. No issues, no questions asked. Everyone gives up their resources. And yes, there was a little bit of tension when it comes time to, okay, do you want to sacrifice a baby or sacrifice the world? But it was just like a speech just made everything okay. And even the Silver Surfer's backstory, which, you know, we all know the variations of it, where you literally have someone sacrificing themselves to save a planet. They didn't show one single scene where it impacted anyone whose planet was destroyed by Galactus, other than just showing maybe, you know, some dirt or some rocks get blown up at certain points in time. And in my mind, that's a huge opportunity missed to make it where those superheroes can connect to everyday life, to connect to real people. And the reason why I'm saying is MCU in Trouble is because I think it's starting to lose some of those connections. It's starting to lose some of that edge, where no matter what movie you're watching, nothing feels like it's in suspense. There never is any tension. It never feels like there's any real loss or any real gain, where it's just a set of events playing out. And that can only, in my mind, continue to happen for so long, where you're going to feel like, hey, wait a minute. Do I need to watch this new movie coming out? The movie theater near me is going to charge $30 because it's a new movie. You're going to need popcorn. You're going to need snacks. Do you want to pay $150 for a movie where there are no stakes? There are no. And at the same point, you're going to say, you know what? Do I need that experience of a movie with no stakes? There's no connection. They're terrified to show anything. Or can I wait for it to come on Disney Plus and then maybe remember that it's on there and then play it? Now, I don't think the Fantastic Four was a terrible movie. I think it should have been better and it could have been better. But I think the MCU does not want to show anything. Like, for example, I don't believe the Winter Soldier could be made nowadays as part of the MCU. I think it would be considered too controversial because I think too much has happened. But if you think about Captain America, Fantastic Four, there's never a real challenge to authority, ever. Where even those in authority, they become the good guys ultimately. And you never see the impact on anyone else in the world. And it's such an odd choice because the comic books are almost the exact opposite. And even the Daredevil show shows the exact opposite because the mayor is the kingpin. But in the MCU, you have the Red Hulk, and, you know, he's not really a bad guy. Just talk to him. He cares about his daughter. He was tricked. Fantastic Four, yeah, Galactus just doesn't want to, you know. And obviously Galactus is an entity in and of itself, but, you know, the whole world is fine. Those planets that were destroyed, you just hear sound effects in the background, and the Silver Surfer is overwhelmed, and she flies away. It's terrified to show anything real that's happening. No one ever loses. There are no stakes. You have Ant-Man beating Kang. It's like, where are they going with this? I think at a certain point, it's going to fizzle out because you got to have something happen in Secret Wars, Avengers. Something has to happen where there are stakes involved. They lost all their stakes.
Well, I see what you mean. So it's like they're saying like there's no this phase of Marvel's thing. I guess post Thanos is that the heroes they face minor setbacks or challenges, but they overcome them. There's no over either. If I'm understanding correctly, between each movie, there's no overlying challenge that's causing them losses. They're not taking it. No one's taking any L's. Like no, from the new Avengers or Thunderbolts, they didn't take an L. They they talked to Sentinel and told him to calm down and take his Adderall or whatever, and now he's fine. He doesn't his Bob doesn't show up or whatever happened, or the dark side doesn't show up. And like I said, the Fantastic Four, which is to me is a whole nother thing because that's a whole nother dimension, or not even a timeline, a whole nother dimension from what we have, similar to what Spectrum flew into in the Marvels movie. Like she's not even in our same dimension. She's not even in the dimension with Reed Richards and Fantastic Four. So that's a third Earth or whatever that's on. But I think right now it's okay for them to, I guess, get their wins now. Then they can show us. I guess that'll build towards the Doomsday, where that's when they start taking those. I'm sorry, build their W's now. They'll get the L's later because that's like Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Cap 1. They fight a hero or find a villain in that film, and they become the hero afterwards. Like Red Skull was one movie, he's done. Warmonger in the first Iron Man, he's done. Whiplash or whatever in Iron Man 2, he's done. What's the other guy's name? The Destroyer and Thor 1, done. Like these are supposedly, these are common villains for these Avenger level heroes, but yet they're done in one film. All leads us to showing, I guess, their abilities to let us know that these are some strong heroes, but then they'll face off against an even stronger force, which is Thanos, and that's when they start taking the L's. And I think that's for us as moviegoers. We saw a decade of them kicking butt in one movie to now, oh shit, they're losing. No, we just saw Black Panther just get snapped away. We just saw Spider-Man get snapped away. What's going to happen now? I mean, that got our attention, but at the same time, once Tony Stark came back and said, "I'm Iron Man," and took him away. Okay, no, that's to me that could have closed out Marvel. But I mean, there's money in our wallets. They want to continue to take the money from us. Going to keep churning out these new movies with different story plots and from the comic books or from their writers' room. But I think, to be honest, I think a lot of it is superhero fatigue. Every year we get 2 or 3 movies of somebody with new powers fighting somebody new or somebody that we've seen before. Like Kareem said, am I going to keep spending $60 to take me and someone else or by myself, a $30 ticket plus popcorn, drink, and say a popcorn bucket? I just spent $60 for a 2.5-hour movie. Is it really worth it? Should I just stay at home and watch it on streaming on Disney Plus or HBO Max? 90 days after it comes out. I can wait. If I don't mind a spoiler or two, I can. Facebook someone on the timeline will put a GIF or a meme of something that happened in the movies, and okay, that's what's going to happen. All right, but I don't know. I agree in some parts. Like MCU is in trouble in regards to what they put out. Wasn't great, but it felt like it was building block level. Like this is just I have to see that as far as we know there's going to be more coming along. We know there's going to be another Shang-Chi coming up. So hopefully we see him again soon. The Fantastic Four movie, while it wasn't great, I think it was still better than the last 2 Fantastic Four movies. So the one with Michael B. Jordan, I think that should never been made. There was the last one with the Rise of the Silver Surfer. I think that.
Okay, wait, hold on. If he was not in that horrible movie, that wonderful movie, he would not have been able to be reborn into the current MCU. With
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true because I don't think Ryan Coogler saw him inside of Fantastic Four.
I think it's definitely true.
I gotta have him. I think he already knew him from Fruitvale Station, and when he made Black Panther, he said, "I already have him. I have him from Creed. I already got him." So we're gonna forget that. That's not an excuse.
I think it is definitely true because think about it.
You know it.
Yeah. Everybody likes Captain America, but hey, he had to play Johnny Storm first, so it was a thing. Play Johnny Storm, get reincarnated into something else that the fans love.
As Vegeta says, your reach level's over 9,000. Because listen, he didn't have to play. I'm glad it came out and failed then, as opposed to it coming out now and failing. Because then, if it had came out now, all you would have heard was Fantastic Four is going woke because they got a black Johnny Storm. How's he gonna be her brother? He's black, blah blah blah. And then the movie still failed because we all know it's trash. So it still fails, and they're gonna see, you go woke, you go broke. And we're never gonna address the issue of it. It was a bad movie to begin with, not just the casting, but the script itself. You had Doctor Doom or Doom look like a rusted C-3PO. We digress. I mean, that's one thing, but I think to me, Fantastic Four laid decent groundwork for their universe, but it felt like it was a quick introductory to these people. Like they already have their powers, they're already well versed with how to use their powers. Here's a quick not compilation. Here's a quick montage of them fighting some notable Fantastic Four heroes that you've seen from the covers and stuff. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to focus on what the big threat is, this mysterious Galactus and the Silver Surfer that shows up. I didn't have a problem with the Silver Surfer being a woman because it didn't change the storyline much, other than it's a set of the male Silver Surfer, sacrificing himself for his loved one and his planet is her. It can still go back and do the same thing, but
so I don't have an issue with the creative choices in general. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to capture all of my frustrations in just one movie. Mm-hmm. Like for example, the end of the Thunderbolts. We know what the post-credit scene was, where it's like, oh wow, what does that mean? Yeah. Maybe when we get to the Fantastic Four movie, we're gonna know what that means. And then you get to the Fantastic Four movie, and there is zero connection to it. And it's like, okay, how long are we gonna have to wait for it to start paying off? Where now I'm starting to wonder, is there a payoff? Like we could watch the first set of MCU movies and know, okay, yes, Thor fought the Destroyer. If you're not into Thor, into the Destroyer, you still have this little bit about it's going to tie into the Infinity Gauntlet at some point. Right. It's not so much about them winning as much as it is they're trying to keep everything very, I don't know, like overly clean. Like with the Silver Surfer, I thought she was a great character, but why can't we see actual scenes of what she went through and what happened with her planet or what she did on other planets, as opposed to just hearing those sounds on a screen in Times Square? And to me, it's like it felt like they did a survey, or they did like a little group, and they said, do you like these scenes? And they said, nope, take those out. It's too controversial. We don't want to see that. We don't want anybody to think about these things. And it's like the exact opposite of what Superman showed in terms of addressing world events. And so part of me feels that they don't want to show these things because they don't want people to think about it. But in doing so, you create such a disconnect with the characters and the people that they're supposed to be saving, or the impact they're supposed to be having, that it feels like, okay, now what? If you're not going to give me the tie-in with, okay, this is what is happening, because then the next movie, you're going to say, wait, I thought Dr. Doom did such and such at the end of the Fantastic Four, and now that leads to nowhere as well. And it's like all of these scenes keep leading to nowhere. Thunderbolts was good to me, but then there's that neat bow at the end where we're going to expose this corrupt leader, but nope, now we're falling in line. And it's like every movie, they keep falling in line. And it's like, that's not reality. And obviously we don't want reality in a sense, but the very existence of a superhero is the opposite of what people in power want. I mean, that's the essence of it. The comic books, you have to have that dynamic.
Yeah, and I think we know that Dr. Doom, or Rob Downey Jr. is supposed to be the next big bad. Is more so, to me, it's more so about how is he involved? Is this going to be I guess it's going to be tied into Secret Wars. And I don't know how many more movies we have before Secret Wars comes into play. But it's like it doesn't. There's not. To me, it doesn't like there's enough build up towards that, because there's no.
Only two.
Which
Spider-Man Brand New Day 2026, then Avengers Doomsday 2026, then Secret Wars is 2027. It does not look like
after Doomsday.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought Secret Wars was before Doomsday. So we really have just one movie before Robert Downey Jr. is going to be supposed to be the main focal point of I'm the villain or misunderstood hero, and we're gonna everyone else we've seen is supposed to work towards taking him out or something. So the movies that they've played out now, it's like Kareem said, there's so many different. The post-credit scenes, what we've been coerced into believing is that post-credit scenes always tie into another movie, another TV show. All the post-credit scenes we've seen now don't tie into one another. Like the Thunderbolts one we thought was going to tie into some parts of Fantastic Four, which it did not. Post-credit scene for Fantastic Four, I presume it's going to lead into the Doomsday because we finally see Doctor Doom talking to Franklin or looking at Franklin. What happened to the ending scene of the Marvels? Are they going to scrap that there entirely? The Kang series, are they just going to scrap that entirely? Like to me, it's like they, regardless of if you don't want to bring back Jonathan Majors because you feel some kind of way about him, it's still another. You can recast the character. You recast Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle. You can recast someone else to play.
They didn't want to.
I think they are.
It'd have been easy to just recast it. It's not like
no. Didn't they recast? Didn't they recast Kang the Conqueror? Isn't that supposed to be okay? I could be wrong. I thought
I haven't heard that he's been recast. I
please
just know
pardon me. I could have sworn somewhere that I saw that.
I mean, the Bingo Coles would be great. Dempsey Idris would have been nice to see him as possibly Kang, but I think he's a character that deserves to have some more shine. Not just because they portrayed him as a black person on the screen, but I thought his storyline, how they involved him so much with the Loki TV series, and then they show him inside the Ant-Man Quantumania. I think it'd have been better for him to, and this is not just one character. There's many instances of Kang, so it's like you could have had
any version.
So many other versions. They had a whole freaking arena full of Kangs. You mean to tell me you can't just have another black actor play this Kang?
No, come on.
I think they did recast him.
Yeah, I could have sworn that. And again, this is the thing. Like I could have sworn like a few months ago when they were doing the whole stupid. That wonderful thing about showing the chairs of people. I could have sworn like after like the original batch, there was something that had come up across my screen saying that they had recast. What's his face? But I guess they didn't because if y'all don't remember it.
No, I do remember something like that, but I think it was also they said that they were trying to pivot away from Kang anyway. And I think that's part of why I just said, well, I'm not sure what they're doing. But I think even before Jonathan Majors got in trouble, they wanted to pivot away from Kang. I think they did recast him as, what is it? He was just a movie I saw.
I just looked online and said they have no official recast for Kang, but they know. Coleman Domingos confirmed he had a meeting with Marvel about replacing Jonathan.
That might have been what it was.
I think locked in, but I mean, there's been talks, but until then, we're going to presume that it's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. So let's see. We're moving away from Kang. We're never getting Blade. We're never getting Blade. We're never getting Blade.
I don't see how that's such a difficult story to write. I mean, the vampires. It's not like you.
I have my theories.
I mean, you could say, okay, well, he couldn't do the Marshall Ali couldn't really do the martial arts scene, so
Blade was never really about martial arts
out there where he's just doing choreographed dancing like La La Land with knives. It could have. You don't have a script done. I can't even get through production. Pre-production couldn't even happen because the script isn't there. Like you could. I mean, and you didn't even have to continue from the last three Blades. This could have been. Honestly, I will pretend like the Blade 3 never happened and just go with Blade 1 and 2 and just no vampires. No, there's no zombie something.
I think they don't want it to be successful. That's my conspiracy theory.
I don't see why not. It's not like okay, well, because there's the black dollar is not going to be as strong as a white dollar in the theater. I think I don't know.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that's something I say. I don't think it's that like they don't want to. I was not so much cater to black people. Like you've seen that a movie like Sinners around black vampires or just black culture with vampires in it did well, a Blade movie would do well as well. I mean, it already has established fan base. I mean, that movie did crazy numbers when it came out in the early 2000s in the first place. So, I mean, yeah, there's ample people in Hollywood that would probably be chomping at the bit to love to write a script for it. If just get man, what's his brother's name? He wrote Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, the creator of Philadelphia. Have him write it.
Yeah, but I think therein lies the issue. It's not the concern about whether or not it can make money. Who's going to make money off of it? Mm-hmm. And so I think that's what the concern is, where if you have a movie like Blade being successful, they're going to want more. People are going to want more. And then you're going to have to be able to say, hey, this isn't why it didn't work. Like Captain America, they said if Chris Evans was in it, it would have done better. And that wasn't the issue with the movie. And that's what I mean. Like you had a character that nobody cared about instead of anyone that's connected to Sam Wilson. They could have had so many other people connected to Sam Wilson, but they could have gave him a much better story personally. But no, they want to interject a character that you have to go to Wikipedia to find out about and say, oh, this is her. She was in the Hulk. And so it's not so much making money, it's who's going to make money off of it. Because even though Sinners did very well, some people are still upset about the deal he got for Sinners. And it's the same thing with, Philadelphia. Yes, he probably would do an excellent job, but then he would be the one making money off of it as opposed to whoever else.
I would say that's, to me, is definitely the behind the scenes. Like, okay, we'll pay you X amount to write it or whatever. This is our character, so it's not like he's I'm writing an original character. Yes, I'm hopeful that the Blade does get made, and Wesley Snipes has some integral part in the film, whether or not he's Blade or he becomes Whistler. He's actually Whistler, but he trains another Blade, like a Karate Kid 2 kind of thing. Yeah. I hope, for our sake, that Wesley's available to do it. Heck, even if they were able to have Michael Jai White play Blade, that would have been fine with me. We know he can do the martial arts. We know he's an excellent action star as far as acting goes. Let's give him a script. I don't see the problem with that. I mean, but now I think the lack of Blade isn't why MCU is in trouble. I think it's
a lack of it's a lack of like cohesiveness. Like, what I want them to do, to be 100% honest, I do not want everything to be connected. If you're because I think that's where we're getting this bigger problem. Like, yo, just split up, splinter off. Like, have your sacred timeline stories be, and everything else follows in that. But then you can veer off and have like a B, and that way, because
not every comic book is connected to one another. Like, I can read a Moon Knight comic, and it has nothing to do with what's happening in Spider-Man's world. It has nothing. I can read a Captain America comic, and it has nothing to do with what's happening in a Blade or Avengers comic happening something else. Like I enjoy having seeing these movies tie into one another, but it's not critical for us to do that. Like, if you just had a Thunderbolt movie with the new Avengers, and you didn't show us that post-credit scene with the Fantastic Four, you didn't need a post-credit scene. That's it. Yeah. It wouldn't have changed the fact that the movie is what it is, but I wouldn't be looking at it like, okay, this is going to tie into this, and you don't fulfill that, to me, like that obligation that you just put. Like, we're going to tie it in, and you don't do that. You feel it hit the mark. So then when I see that next movie, expecting to see why it was tied in, and it doesn't fit, then I feel a little bit disappointed.
Yeah,
it's almost like saying, coming up next week, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and we don't do it. Now you anticipate. You don't come through on it. It's like, to me, that you lose a little bit of trust from your audience. Yeah. So maybe Spider-Man New Day will show how that scene from Thunderbolts ties into this, or the Marvels ties into that, or Doomsday. Like, they have too many threads out there that are right now just dangling. Like, if we're going to use the MCU as an analogy, like the sacred timeline, we have too many threads out there that which one is the actual sacred timeline? And which one? I mean, if we don't, and to me, it seems like MCU doesn't even know which one it is. They're just trying to search social media to see which which one the audience feels is warmer than the others, and we'll lead off on that one a little bit more. The people seem to like Fantastic Four a little bit more, so we'll lean into a little bit more towards this. Oh, they didn't like it. They like the ending of Thunderbolt, so let's lean that way. It's like, oh, Captain America. I can't even remember, honestly. I can't even remember what the Captain America post credit scene was. It him inside the
prison?
The prison. That was it. It was nothing else other than him in the prison, right? Just talking to Harrison Ford.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So that's like open the thing. Okay. There's no tie into any other movie. Your behind is locked in under the ocean, unless they call for you to come out and help save the day for something. But other than that, you're locked in. I don't think Chris Evans would have saved the movie. I think it was too much. They had his ass running all over the world trying to do stuff, trying to do everything. Again, they're the first time they tried to actually acknowledge the Eternal halfway sticking out of the planet. And I guess
that's kind of been addressed.
Yes.
We haven't.
And that was good. I thought that was good.
Don't be mad.
It has the adamantium is the only thing. I was like, okay, they're really trying to shoehorn this one in for the X-Men. Okay.
Yes. Look.
When they do introduce X-Men, are they introducing X-Men inside of Doomsday or Secret Wars? I'm not sure because I know they're filming some of the stuff. I can't remember which film.
I think it's going to be for Doomsday because I think
the like
people that are coming back,
Deadpool cameos.
Yeah, but they're supposed to recast the X-Men after Doomsday or Secret Wars, the new generation. There's a
young Wolverine.
Maybe not a young Wolverine, but I guess who they want to cast. Because you can have some fan favorites who remember. Oh yeah, this is from the early 2000s. But you have a whole generation that they've never seen any of those movies, so they probably feel no connection.
Just give us a storm. Just give us a decent storm and actually have her using some powers, just dangling inside an elevator shaft like they did Halle Berry dirty. He's like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, she should be able to fly. No, kicking butt. No, she's like one of the top 5 mutants in the planet in existence, and they got her just pushing Charles around in a scooter. Like, come on, man.
It's just like they have to stop being afraid, I think. Not just with the individual movies, but I guess the overall stage. Because I can tell you, Endgame still breaks my heart. But I love it. Like, I love that movie. Infinity War, it's like, I love it. Like, people were crying in the movie theater and after the snap. When I'm talking about just with everyone vanishing. If you read the comic books, you know some of this was going to happen. But a lot of people had no clue. And they came right back for Endgame. They didn't say, you know what, I'm done with the MCU. I'm never watching another movie. They came right back for Endgame to see what happens.
Right.
You didn't know everybody was going to come back. You didn't know how it was going to happen. You had no clue. You just knew they had to stop Thanos. That's all you knew, and you were there for that. It's like, now they're tiptoeing around everything where, like I said, every movie does not need to tie in on it. It's a big world. Yes, you have 1 million superheroes in New York City, but they don't run into each other all the time. So you can have a movie take place without anything disrupting the overall vision, and just have a post-credit scene that ties something in. But you don't need the movie itself to tie into it where you may forget it tied into that 2 years from now.
Yeah, like I think they did a really good job leading up to Infinity Wars and then Endgame. Because I remember when Infinity Wars, when we watched it in the theater, and you seeing people disappear. That movie was real. That theater was real quiet.
Like,
what?
Yeah.
We just got Black Panther. You just made them just.
Yeah.
That was the annoying part.
Yeah. It was like, it wasn't like, oh, they just a side cat. Oh, they took Okoye. They took some other. They was taking major hitters. Like, oh wow, this, and he left and walked out like.
And he chilled. He was like, let me get some drink at home.
Like how did what do you? So we had to wait like a year just to know. And again, like you said, like if you didn't read the comics, you didn't know. who was going to get pulled or how they was going to resolve the fact. Because I thought they're going to come back somehow. They're going to figure out how to get the gauntlet off him and snap him back. I don't think they're going to do a time travel thing and get the gemstones first. And which I mean, it makes it more exciting that way. But even now, I can put that final scene on, of Cap, all three of them, Cap, Iron Man, and Thor fighting Thanos, and he get that hammer. And I get the goosebumps, like,
exactly, you feel it.
He got Millionaire, or he's rocking Thanos, bong, bing, bong, bong. Still one of the better fights, one of the top 5 fight scenes inside of the MCU. But then you hear On Your Left.
Yeah.
You still get the goosebumps, like you just feeling like I didn't even think it was possible. And to see everybody come through, Black Panther come through, and everything that's probably still one of the best.
When you see Cap put that broken shield on and he's tying it, you're like, he's not gonna win. You have no idea what's gonna happen, but you understand why he's getting back up, and then it blows your mind. On your left, you're like, hold up.
Yeah.
So like it's like that. We know they're not gonna lose. But you want that excitement, you want that buildup, you want that suspense, you want that surprise, you want to feel all of those emotions, and they are afraid to recapture that. I think.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot for them to get that back, and I think it's a shame because you have an audience here who are waiting to see something of value. And I think it's a lot of I think like I said, it's the writing. Like they feel hesitant of wanting to take those big swings and miss. And I think you keep doing these little swings, and the people are like, I'm not here to watch Little League. I want to see the big leagues. No, I don't want to see T-ball. No, let me see you guys actually, take a chance on something. Not just keep rehashing the same storyline. Like I swear to God, they better not do X-Men and do the Phoenix Saga. Like really, we've seen the Phoenix Saga twice already. I don't, and then I understand it's a major story arc within the history of X-Men.
It is.
We don't need to see it right out the gate. Like show us Genosha, show us Krakoa. Like just show us something like that first. No, show us that before you. I mean, somehow either symbols of that before you force feed us Phoenix Saga.
No. It's going to be Phoenix right off the gate. Right off the gate, it's going to be Phoenix Saga.
Like again, come on!
Yeah. It's going to do it.
Like there's no other storylines. You can show us maybe like the maybe even show us. It would be great if they could tease a Hellfire Club like a gala or something like that. Just show them in their outfits. No, I don't know. It's just something they haven't shown us already inside the other X-Men movies. I think would be great.
So I agree. They should not do the Phoenix Saga. It is a great storyline. But there are so many other storylines. I mean, it came out, I just checked the date, 45 years ago. You mean to tell me there haven't been any great storylines in 45 years? There have been. There are a ton that they can
lying.
Focus
you
on.
Are lying. That is the only story that they care about. That is the only thing that is good for them. They're not going to do any other storyline. It's either going to be Phoenix Saga or we're going to get some more Wolverine stuff. Didn't say crap. Did not say crap. We're going to get more Wolverine.
Apparently, he's the only mutant that we can hitch their wagon to.
Or we're going to get Magical Blood. What's the face again? Magic Blood. Mystique again.
As long as not Jennifer Lawrence. I don't. I mean, she's a nice person, I'm sure, but I don't need to see Jennifer Lawrence as.
Yeah, I don't. I did not understand the Mystique focus.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not really an X-Men, but yet we just kind of
see. So it's not just an MCU issue. It is a marketing thing. Sony sucked with their stuff too.
Well, Sony sucked. I mean, they dropped the ball on a lot of their stuff. I mean, look what they do on Spider-Man. Was Spider, Madam Spider, or whatever that.
Madam Web.
I think that's because of their contract they have with MCU, where they have. I think every year they have to be, either in production or putting out a Spider-Man related film in order to keep that contract. That's why they have to keep chucking crap out. Like you had out of all the Spider-Man movies, you probably had. I'm not counting the animated ones because the 2 animated ones were fire. But I would probably say they had 3 great Spider-Man movies. To me, it was Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1. I would say Spider-Man 2. There's all of them are Spider-Man 1s because you got the first one. Andrew Garfield.
Right. No, Garfield is not the first one.
No. The first one with him in it.
Oh, okay.
He's the Lizard. I don't really care for that one with Jamie Foxx as Electro. That was nah. Even though you see your homegirl Gwen Stacy get a head bonk, but I don't really care about that. Spider-Man 2 with Oscar Molina as the Octopus. Although that was better than I felt it was better than Spider-Man 1, even though I liked William Dafoe as Green Goblin. He's Green Goblin. I mean, he's got the face for it. But then I like the Spider-Man that all three of them show up. And then Spider-Man, was it Far From Home or one with him and Mysterio? I thought that was cool. You're able to use, I guess, modern technology to show Mysterio's capabilities of, being able to make you think you're seeing what you're not really seeing. I thought that was a nice touch. But yeah, there's some misses there in the Spider-Man realm, but I think that's on Sony as Marvel had nothing to do with it. It's more Sony than anything else.
I agree. I think the MCU can get it back. I think it can get that magic back. It just they have to be a little bit bolder.
Yeah, they got they don't have anything on Disney Plus as far as TV series coming out between now and the Doomsday movie or whatever. So it's really about what they're going to show us in the Spider-Man film. I don't even know what the plot or who the bad guy is with the Spider-Man. I think they did say the actor who plays Scorpion is going to be in it, but I don't know what level. Oh, well, I like
more street level. It's supposed to be more street level Spider-Man, so I'm excited for it.
So this is going to tie into the Daredevil then, because
yes,
because he's got to get out. Because I mean, last we saw that Daredevil was not Daredevil. Punisher was, I think, locked up inside the warehouse like Kingpin had. So yeah, if they can,
the Hulk is going to be in it too. I don't know in what capacity, but
what version of Hulk? I feel like I don't really care for the smart Hulk. Give me the one that was destroying Harlem. Give me that Hulk.
Yeah.
No, he's
using cars as a little more savage.
You 8 feet tall with like 400 pounds of muscle, and you talking about an omelet here. You want a taco?
Yeah, that's not the final stage.
I don't want to fight. I'm such a brute. Oh, I got to take my shirt off. Oh, let me blow some stuff up. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Cars in half, use them as gloves on your hand to bash the abomination.
Exactly.
That's what we pay. That's what we pay to see you for. We're not here for something else. The smart Hulk.
Okay. There are two things that are coming out online. I don't know how they're going to go into effect, but Marvel Zombies comes out this month.
And then Disney Plus, I'm guessing.
Obviously.
Okay.
And then
Marvel went up with zombies before, so okay, we'll do more zombies.
And then something called Wonder Man.
Oh, with Yahya Mateen, the guy who played Black Manta from the Aquaman.
Yes. And that comes out.
Like
it says sometime in December.
Okay, yeah, I know it's close to Christmas time, but Wonder Man I don't know his power. I remember he's like an actor who's supposed to be playing a superhero in films or something like that. I don't know if he eventually gets superpowers. He not because he's a black person, and I know he's a white guy in the comics. I don't know much about the character, so my interest for the series isn't really peaked. So I was like, it comes on, I'll check it out. But he's not a character that I'm well versed in this, so I've seen him. I don't know about. Okay, what are you going to show me? Why did you pick Wonder Man out of thousands of characters that you have at your disposal? You picked Wonder Man. Like, why Wonder Man? We'll see, but I mean, I'd watch a series about Wong and the Magic School.
I'm actually excited about Wonder Man. I mean, he is always part of the Avengers, and even the West Coast Avengers. He even has the history with Scarlet Witch and Vision. One of the storylines I always remember growing up is about the Grim Reaper trying to kill Vision because he felt that he, stole Wonder Man's, mentality and mindset. So there have been a lot of great stories with Wonder Man. I have no idea how he's going to fit in the MCU, but I'm supporting anyway. I'm supporting.
I mean, again, you know more about his character than I didn't even know about that. So I mean, that's interesting. I'll see how it ties in because they never did show us what happened to that West Coast version of Vision, all white Vision. Remember, he just flew off in Scarlet and WandaVision show. He just flew off. Don't know whatever happened to him.
That's going to be Vision Quest, and that's supposed to come sometime in this 2026, and it will consist with 8 episodes.
Okay, oh, that's good. Again, I think if they can circle back to the Ironheart, that was a decent setup.
Yeah,
I'm more interested in her friend,
Her magical friend.
a magical friend, and she, she's trying to get into her school. There was the wizard. I'm not sorry, the wizarding school. I forgot the name of this school that teaches at. I was about to say the Wizarding World School. Yeah, Carmitage, yeah, right. Her or other students like herself going to Carmitage, learning about the arts. That would be something to see.
How awesome would that be as a way to bring in Blade?
How would that work out? Blade uses the magic and...
No, they come across vampires and bam. It doesn't have to be like Blade needs... Okay.
Sure.
Well, no, because there's something about that stupid ebony blade. So, the magic of the ebony blade somehow, I don't know. Look, this could be you get a blade for like an episode, and if it works out well, we can then build a show after that.
Sure. Anything to get Blade on the screen, a big screen or small screen, I'm fine with that. No, he's fighting vampires or no, he's just kicking butt from the locals because he took out all the vampires. I don't know. Maybe they sent his ass into space and he's fighting space vampires. He's
right.
He'd be like an alien. Now that Disney owns the Aliens franchise, maybe he's fighting aliens or something. He's fighting xenomorphs on a derelict space station.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, let's just talk about Eyes of Wakanda. If we're gonna go into foolishness, let's deal with Eyes of Wakanda.
Okay, so we'll deal with Eyes of Wakanda, which was a very small series, animated series on Disney Plus that came out last month, which basically chronicles the different agents in Wakanda where they would have to recapture or return articles and artifacts of power that somehow either stolen from them, which I guess is just got a bunch of thieves inside of Wakanda that need to look into, but somehow a lot of artifacts get taken and been misused outside of their civilization. So they go all throughout time, from
1260 BC.
I was gonna say pre-biblical times to close to modern age. I think it was what year was that? It was Europe and Italy. Not Europe. Italy was fighting Ethiopia. Was the last episode?
1896.
1896. Thank you, Kay, for the dates. Yes. I thought the episode she has a set of skills. I thought the episodes were good. It definitely makes me want to learn more as far as about the agents of Wakanda, like if they're going to have a continuing series about other events throughout the timeline, whether in between those time periods or going forward from 1896 to current day, because they did show the last episode ties into the movie scene from the Black Panther, which I thought was very a nice touch. I know there were people online who weren't too pleased with the last episode because they felt that Ethiopia was just used more as just a background piece, and not really didn't really show any significance as to the Ethiopian culture or just Ethiopian history during that time, which I understand, but at the same time, I don't know how much they would be able to do within that time frame. I know they used Memnon inside the episode with Achilles and stuff, and I think King Memnon is also a character from Ethiopian history or folklore. I'm not too sure about the two. Forgive me if I misspeak, but I think he's from that historical timeline. And I think there's people who may have issues with that. Like, no, that's not true. He wasn't fighting with Achilles kind of thing. But I think with many cartoons, they take artistic license to do what they want to do to try to get their own point across. Well, throw this character in this timeline, even though they would have never met in real life, but they were separated by a few hundred years, but just for the sake of this episode, let's put them in.
I enjoyed the series overall. Overall, I did fall asleep a couple of times, but it
Damn.
wasn't because of the show. It necessarily is because of the timing of when I put some episodes on. So, um, I say that to say once I started paying attention, I did get into it. I mean, obviously, it's not a flawless series.
Mhm.
The concerns you raised, I did have as well. Um, it's just I wish we could see more of this sometimes, where we can see these side stories. You can see, throughout the history. I mean, you have the different time periods and how that ties into, um, the overall multiverse, so to speak, where you can actually just enjoy it. Everything doesn't have to be a grand display, or this is going to be the secret to stopping Doctor Doom and Secret Wars. Like we don't need that in every single show,
Mhm.
series. And I think this is one where obviously the Eyes of Wakanda. Um, you're going to see other parts of it. I did like the first episode. That one with the Iron Fist was okay to me.
Mhm.
It seemed like it was more of a. I did enjoy the characters, but it seemed like more of a. We've seen this type of thing before, where it's like you have people fighting against each other, and then they become allies, and there's a little bit of humor. The first episode to me was one of the better ones. The last one, it reminded me of one of the storylines in the comic books, and I don't know if that's going to tie into Black Panther 3, where they're dealing more with the future and that galactic empire type setting, but. Uh, I do think it's something that reminded me of when I first subscribed to Disney Plus. I was hoping I would get these type of shows where I could say, "Hey, let me just put on this new Marvel show. Let me check it
Mhm.
out and consider and enjoy it in just a couple of hours." I do
Okay.
hope there's more down the line, but
Yeah, I hope
never
there's
know.
another season as well, even if they don't focus on, always recovering artifacts or
Yeah,
stolen treasure and things. Even if something is internal to
yeah,
the different tribes within Wakanda. I'm interested because again, I don't read all of the comic books. It doesn't have to be based on an exact book. Like this is Black Panther number 237. This is
yeah,
what you already have the artistic license and the actual IP to just talk about whatever you want within this world. Go ahead. Like it could be something futuristic based where it could be almost be like a Marvel what if. Like this is one the Intergalactic Federation of Wakanda. I forgot what they called themselves. Like they had different they had reached out to the stars. Like they were already
yeah.
conquering planets. I'd be interested in seeing some of that. Even if they say took Blurred Girl's book, the woman of I think it was the Woman of Wakanda. I forgot the name of the book, but it just talks about the Dora Milaje. Like they focus maybe to do an episode about the founding of the Dora Milaje or some of the characters there a little bit more. I'd be interested in seeing that.
Yeah.
Can I
Oh,
say I
yeah,
really
here we go.
I really wanted to like it a lot more than I did.
Hmm.
Um I agree. The first to me, the
First
my
episode.
actual the two episodes that I think I liked the most were 1 and 2 because it shows the first one where she has to go out to where Noni has to go out to capture the pride of the lion because it shows what happens when you are an isolated nation and you get out
Mm,
Hmm.
and everything you're told about your isolated nation is one thing, but then you see the world. Um, Now for the lion, he decided I'm gonna use this to take over.
Hmm.
So I mean, and that's one thing that always happens. But then with the second episode, with Memnon, he's like, how do you come back from spending 9 years as someone else to fit back into your regular world? Like, and I'd love to see more about those stories. I mean, maybe not the lion, but I'm like, but that is kind of what I liked. I did like the fighting between um whatever her name is, the Iron Fist.
Hmm.
But and the last Panther was very interesting. But to me, the story of how do you leave how does leaving where you're from change you completely? And that's kind of like, I like that idea. And like, then you got to find out, oh no, this is why we have the war dogs. This group will become the war dogs. And should you really trust your nation if they lie? Like, think about it. Noni didn't know that there was a thing called war dogs. Like, she didn't know that they were being sent out to like scope out the world. And then she she then helps to train them to become something better.
Right.
But like, it, I don't know, like, but I wanted to like every episode equally. Well, I don't know. I think I was expecting more from it. I think I was expecting like just more from the show. Not that I hated it, because I did. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I liked it, but I wanted to like it more. I thought it would be better than it was, but not that it was bad. It just was.
It was good, but it wasn't like oh, this is one of the best.
Yeah, it was.
Put out like yeah.
It was. It's not mediocre, because that's wrong, but it's. I liked it better than
you had high expectations.
That doesn't say anything.
Yeah, you expect. Yeah, it was good, but it wasn't great. Like I guess because it's Wakanda, we expect we expecting it to be
I need it to all be here, stuff. But I'm like, it's just here.
Yeah, it was okay. It was good, but it wasn't like okay. It wasn't bad. I'm just thankful it wasn't bad. I liked the last episode, maybe because they had a little bit of time travel where they showed the future. Black Panther came back into the past to try to guide them and let them know what their sacrifice has to be in the past in order to do certain things. That way, T'Challa and Killmonger. I thought that was cool. I thought that's a nice way to kind of tie in. You didn't have to, but you tied in the Black Panther film with the actual animated show. But I think 1, 2 was good. The third episode with Iron Fist, it was okay, but once they started fighting inside the actual Wakanda, I'm like, yeah, I understand Iron Fist is supposed to be great, but you still got like all of those all of those Wakandan fighters and stuff like that with their technology, but whatever. I think to me, I like the first and the last one more. So you introduce us to the war dogs, introduce to this world, and then at the end you see what the future held for them, possibly the end of it because of the alien invasion, but then you come back into the past to rectify your affairs to go on. That's my those 1 and 4 were my favorites.
But I will definitely say the voice acting was great. The voice actors were amazing. Having Lynn Whitfield come and be the elder version of Noni, I was just like,
oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even look to see who the voice actresses were.
And then Anika Nani Rose in the last episode as the Black Panther, and Deborah Wilson as Dora Milaje. I was like, you know what? Y'all are awesome. Y'all did your thing. But yeah, and Scooter. Nope, that's not his name. What is his real name? Scooter from Living Single. What is his real name?
Bump was no, that's somebody else.
Okay, well, Scooter from Living Single was.
I'm looking up Scooter from Living Single. Oh, Crest Williams. Black Panther, no, Black Lightning.
Yes, Black Lightning.
Yeah, it's just on Black Lightning.
It's like, how do you always think of Scooter first, man? It's like...
I don't know. Like, Scooter. I definitely watch Black Lightning, but he's always Scooter, and I don't understand.
And that's fine. I mean, at least it's one way to to recognize him. Like, oh, it's a Scooter from something. It wasn't like he was a bad character in the show.
No, he wasn't. It was just I got stuff. That man has done so many other roles. I'm just like, nope, that's Scooter.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Those again, like I said, I wanted to like it more. It was good, and I do want more stories. Like, I need them to give us way more stories about this. It doesn't have to tie into historical facts or legends, but I think if we could get more, especially if they go out into space. That would be amazing. So Disney, please give us another season. Maybe make it 5 episodes instead of just 4.
Through the budget cuts, they can't. They got to raise the price at the Disney parks in order to be able to afford to pay their artists.
Yeah.
They don't pay.
Not that I'm going to Disney World anytime soon. So that's not in Florida. But speaking of wanting more, the Comic Shop is a new YouTube series that came out this past week. I'm not sure the schedule, if it's going to be a weekly series or not, but it's a 15-minute episode. It's about a black woman who owns a comic book shop in California, I believe. So it's a black-owned shop, and it's Kay's. I think Kay's the only one who's seen it so far. I have yet to watch it.
Y'all stuck.
I haven't watched it. No, not that I don't want to, because
it's
it has
on my list.
No, it's on our list, and if you have a keen eye, you see a Taco Noir merchandise inside the episode.
That is not why I watched it, though.
I know that's not why you watched it. I'm just saying that it's an Easter egg there. Yeah, you can see your product in the background. It's a nice.
But like every time in the show, like when they pan to I was like, oh my god, it's so great. Sorry. I was like, our boxes look so pretty. Along with the other artwork from comics. I was like, I found our boxes. I was like, I see the Niobe book. I was like, oh, hold up. How many other these independent comics do I know?
Yeah, and that's another thing. You see a lot of independent comic book creators have their content on display, and I think that was a great move by her production team, to include their works in the series. It feels like you have an investment in this to be successful.
You do. Like it was. So I watched it as it was premiering. So like you got to do the whole countdown, watching it, and then like participate in like the conversation on YouTube as people were watching it. It's super fun. A lot of people keep saying it's like The Office, but in a comic book shop, and I'm like, I can't relate to that because I never watched The Office. I found The Office boring. I like saw clips for The Office and I was like, this is stupid and boring, but I don't feel that way about the comic shop. So it's like a reality show.
Yeah, like one of those mockumentaries. I think that's the new thing. No, not new thing, but I think that allows shows to not have to have a laugh track or pause for laughter kind of thing, because you can it kind of intuitively tells you this scene is like similar to like Abbott Elementary, like
yes,
you're looking at the camera just like
like
this is not supposed, like this is it's something just so this character just said something really wild or something just really happened that's crazy. This is a scene that you should be laughing at. This is the joke or whatever. Or for us black people, we don't even have to know each other, but we see enough black people in a crowd and audience, we just lock eyes like,
look.
We don't even have to know. Like it's like I've never seen it before in my life, but we sitting across from each other, you see something happen, you just look at each other like, I don't know if that happens for other cultures, but like we just look at each other like, no one had to say that, just it's all right here. But I know there's going to be several other notable actors and actresses that are going to be in the series. I don't know if they're going to be regulars or just have like a 1-episode appearance or not, but I'm happy for her. I think Cheyenne the Geek is her Instagram
handles on stuff.
On social media. Well, in production, we may post the tag of it on the screen, but definitely once we heard about it, we definitely want to be a part of it as far as sending our product. But I was definitely geeked out to learn more about it. Like, where is this happening? Because I would love to be just an extra in the background, just let me dig in the crates and look for a comic, because we've all probably at some point in our life getting comic books thought, how would it be to own a comic book shop? You'd be able to get the first run. You get to read the comics before everybody else. You know what's going to happen in this issue before your friends, kind of thing. And I'm interested to see if that plays a part in the show. Like, they talk about those kind of things.
How much do you want to know about the first?
Go ahead.
How much do you want to know about the first one? Let's just say this. Okay, so within the first episode, we have them not their landlord saying that they don't make enough, that they owe rent. So
Mm-hmm.
It's called Free Comic Book Day. So like they're hosting an event and something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell you what actually goes wrong, but like, yeah, this is what y'all are gonna do. Like I knew what was gonna happen, but it makes sense. But it's super cute. And then things resolve and things happen and but it's super funny. Like so she tries to pitch a comic book called Edible Man. And yes, we that kind of edible. So I'm just like, and this is why maybe not everybody needs to be writing comic books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because some ideas are good ideas, some ideas are ideas.
Mm-hmm. Not everything's gonna hit.
No. And like they have really good talent because you guys all seem to know the Zeno Robinson. I'm gonna stop calling people kid because I'm sure these are grown adults.
Yeah, they all seem like they might be a decade or so younger than us, or maybe 5 years younger than us, but it still feels like they're kids.
Right.
Young man.
Right. This young man, that young man, Mr. Zeno Robinson. Like, man.
It makes us feel older now. He's a young man. This whippersnapper.
These youths of today.
These bird youths.
Yeah.
But that also is why I like this. This is like going to be a very fun show for like blurred youth, young blurreds to watch and enjoy because they'll be able to see themselves in that same situation. Like they'll the same way that people flocked towards Jay and Silent Bob, the comic books, the movies that they were in because they were like in comic book situations, and then even his show afterwards about comic books. Like I think this will do that for some for younger blurreds now. Like they'll have that connection of going to the comic shop, and some people may have not. Maybe this will spark people to not read online and just maybe check out your local comic book shop. You never know.
Yeah.
So
I'm hopeful that it gets more traction, becomes more popular, so that way they do more panels at conventions, or I don't know. Just I'm looking forward to their success, whether or not it's a black run series. It does sound like it was a cool idea. That I'm sure other people may have had something similar to that on YouTube or whatever, but I'm always going to root for someone to have like an idea and see it to fruition. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. I know they already said they're going to do a second season. I don't know how many episodes are going to be in season 1, but they're already looking to do a second season.
So if we can trust IMDb, there are 6 episodes in the first season.
Okay.
It does not say the dates in which they're coming out because that would be silly. But it does show that there are 6 episodes. So hopefully, it doesn't say when it's coming out, but yeah, maybe it'll be one a week. Hoping.
That'd be nice. I don't know the production timeline, but that'd be great to have every Saturday morning I got a new episode to watch. Almost like the old cartoon. Like Saturday morning I got a new comic shop series to watch. It's 15-20 minutes out your day. Boom, you watch it on your mobile, on your phone, or on your tablet, or on the computer.
Now those kids are going back to school. Watch it on the way to school.
Yeah, you knocked it out. One train ride, boom. You finish the episode before you even start class.
Exactly.
Or watch it in class. Oh no, you can't have.
Yeah, we're not going
to anymore in class. Yeah.
Watch it in between classes. Watch it at lunch. Yeah. Watch it at recess if you're young enough. Watch it in gym if you're gonna say that you don't feel well. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
If you don't feel well, you watch it in the nurse's office.
Yeah,
wherever you are.
Just sit out. Right.
What is the YouTube channel that it's on? Do you know?
Hold on, wait. You would do that now, right?
Well, I just realized that if we're gonna be telling people to go watch it, I think we should tell them where to go check it out, though.
It is. Hold on. Actually, do you want me to put it on the thing?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Give me a second. Bum 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 bum. I am slow. Bum 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 bum
Okay,
bum
I think
bum.
I found it. It's Awkward Virgo TV. That's the YouTube channel that it's on. So if you do a search for on YouTube, Awkward Virgo TV, it should come up as the comic shop, a workplace comedy.
Yes, I have no idea how to make it like show up and stick there, but
No, that's fine.
I
It's
know.
just it's going across the screen. People can see it there. They can write it out and post it on their browser. It's not a clickable link, but they can at least see it. But yeah, definitely check out the comic shop series. Check out Peacemaker when you get a chance. Give Eyes of Wakanda a chance as well. And let's think about what else the MCU can do to get itself out of trouble. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of things. Yeah. So that's your homework. School starts this week, so that's your homework for this week. Think of what you can get yourself out of trouble.
Like Peacemaker, you can escape.
You're right, exactly. So we're your hosts, Kay, Kareem, and Hanif. Have a good one. Thank you. And recording.